It's Nico the Virgo, and I'm back with another video. And I'm just giving, my honest review of the Century Arms AP5 MKE MP5 clone. All right, so I start by saying, from going and handling an SP5, SP5K, other clone builds over the time, so on and so forth, and handling this, I must admit, you can definitely, when you really pay attention to the details and you compare the, which is empty by the way, empty mag, nothing's in the chamber for you safety sallies. But yeah, everything is the same. The German wide hand guard fit just normally. Everything fits how it should. The finish is great. I don't know what people's I don't know why people get this a bad rap about the finish. The finish is all the same. Everything's the same because why? It's built on the same tooling. It's just no HK branding. Okay, that's really what it boils down to. If you want an MP5 for a fraction of the price, and let's keep it real, spending 3,000 or more for a 9mm is pretty insane in my opinion, especially when you have so many short PDW configurations that shoot rifle calibers. You know what I mean? Even a 10mm PCC would make more sense, or 45 would make more sense. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. For the weight, I mean, this thing is heavy, man. I mean, it's a roller delay blowback design, so and it's all the frame is made of steel, so yes, it's gonna be heavy. Okay, I get it. It's 60s technology, cool. It's going to be inherently heavy, but for a 9mm, I'm gonna have to say the weight kind of killed it for me. Honestly, it did. My plans is to sell this and buy a K down the line, which is the much shorter configuration. You know, the one that fits in the suitcase and all that cool stuff. I'll show a clip of that if I remember to insert it. But another thing that I did with this, even though I'm selling it and getting something different, good upgrade that you could do is the German-made ejector. Now the thing with these AP5s, they're built on HK tooling that was given to Turkey back in the 80s or the 70s. So it's basically you're getting an 80s or 70s quality MP5. So with that being said, you have to upgrade a few things here and there. And the ejector is one of those things. And H&K, and only H&K, they make a third gen ejector, which is I'll show a video showing the difference. I'm just gonna try to show the difference. On top is the German ejector. On the bottom is the factory MKE ejector. And mind you, this ejector is like pretty much brand new, and it's already like got all the rough edges you see. All right. See how the pores aren't as like refined. Like it's not very consistent, basically. See how rough those edges are. I mean, good grief. When you compare it to this, I mean, just look. Just look at the detail between the two, even just from this angle. The German one is just much more refined. Now, mind you, one ejector is built on H&K tooling from like the 60s or the 70s. So this is gonna be a much more updated, more, up to par version. So then this doesn't mean that MKE is junk. It just says that they just are using old H&K tooling, and you just have to update all the stuff that they haven't updated yet, pretty much. So, yeah. And I'm sure you could probably save money and just machine or modify this to have the same fitment and contour as that. But by the time you do all that and you're, manufacturing on a part that you may have to take back through a warranty anyway, you might as well just go ahead and just do like everyone else and just buy a German injector and just save this for whenever you have to send it in for a warranty. But to replace it, since, I can't do it on YouTube, basically all you're doing is it just sits in there with that spring. Just sits in there. It sits in there like that, pretty much. No. Sorry, I'm still trying to look through the camera. Sits in there like that. Lines up with the hole. And you put that in there, of course. You know what I mean? It rests on the spring. It's easy. It's easy to replace. But here's how it should be oriented. Just like that. And outside of that ejector, some good parts to get is see that right there? It's the extractor spring. And those wear out. They tend to wear out, especially when you get a jam. Because of course, if it jams up, it's gonna tear it up. Theoretically, right? That's what the issues that most people claim to have with these. Another thing that I will grade is the handguard. I mean, I'm not really a huge fan of this. This is just, man. I don't know why they ship it with that. But again, it's built on 70s tooling. So guess what? It's going to have 70s furniture. So there you go. I mean, outside of that, it is pretty much the best you're going to get for the fraction of the price. Really good quality. It's good craftsmanship. I mean, the welds are really nice. Really nice. The fit and finish is tight. Everything is how it's supposed to be. I've experienced no jams. It's smooth as butter. And you can't beat that roller delay blowback design. And this is what I mean by the rollers. See those rollers? It's kind of like ball bearings, you know what I mean? That's what it's rolling on. Instead of like an AR or an AK where it's a locking lugs, nope, it's direct. It's roller delayed blowback. Not direct, but roller delayed. The rollers help a lot. See how smooth that is? No gas system. It's not moving off of gas. It's moving off of recoil. It's not gas operated. There's no real gas system. There's no gas tube, none of that. Nice and simple. And that's really kind of what drew me to this weapon design. But honestly, to me, the G3 makes more sense. Just my opinion. I like the G3 a lot more. That's just my opinion. But that's it. It's pretty much all I got. I mean, it's not a whole lot about this gun. It's MP5. Everybody already knows. Super iconic weapon. It's got that 3-lug mount, so you can quickly attach a suppressor with the proper, mount adapter. Of course, you can't just slap it on in there if you don't have the right adapter, but it's still threaded. And it's right-hand threaded, so that's cool. So it's got the optical lights and all that. Everything's correct. It's got that provision where you mount your claw mount. Everything is on par. Everything is on par. But there you go. If you're looking at an MP5, right, this is the one to get. For the price, this is the one. It's Nico the Virgo, and that's the end of the video. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, and that's it. Y'all be safe. And to be a little more specific on it being built on the same tooling, Uh, Germany or Heckler and Koch, when they wanted to, I guess, introduce the weapon to other countries, they also gave those countries the licensing and the know-how and the data and all that of how to build these guns. You know what I mean? So they just didn't just go to Turkey and just drop off tools and just leave. Nah, they actually train these guys on how to build their weapons. So this is a 70s German MP5 built in Turkey. Pretty much. Not, some people will argue that it's literally that, and some people will argue, nah, not really. It doesn't have the HK stamping and whatnot, right? But brand hornets aside, it's on par. It's the same thing. When you got it in your hand and you're shooting it and you're actually enjoying it and not just, simping over brand, you'll realize it's the same thing. It's kind of like AKs. Everybody calls every AK they see an AK-47. I really can't tell you the last time I've seen an AK-47 that was actually an AK-47. Actually, want to be technical, there's really no such thing as an AK-47. Technically, it was just really a concept. Like, there's no real 47. Like, it's not an official model of a gun. It is, but it ain't. You know what I mean? The gun stuff is confusing, yes, but that's beside the point. If everyone calls AK copies that are built in countries that were given the licensing from Russia during the Warsaw Pact to build the AKs, then you can call this an MP5. I'm just saying, shouldn't be calling it an MP5 clone. Just call it an MP5 from Turkey, built on German tooling. There you go. You're not gonna look at this and be like, hey, that's an AK clone. No, you're just gonna call it an AK. Same principle here. So if you want to save money, but you really like the MP5, MKE is the way to go.